Hello, hello! I'm Sakura Tsunami, #1 Cherry Blossom Girl, and today we're playing Katawa Shoujo! Of course, what's it called? All H scenes have been turned off. So yes, and if you are a young a little lad, you should not be watching my channel anyway. Alright, let's get started. So I have played Katawa Shoujo before. I haven't gone through some of the routes, so we're gonna do a route I haven't done, which is either Shizune or Lily's. Let's get started. A light breeze caused the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of the sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, late in the winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe in my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? The note said 4 p.m. Ah, yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more the fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit more initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snow gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently fall from the white painted sky and are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. They slowly descend upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustle of dried snow underneath my footsteps startle me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hisao, you came. A hesitant, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of the dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams. My heart begins to race. Iwanako, I got your note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. His heart goes doki doki bad. My heart is pounding now, as if it was trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Get in line, buddy. Get in line, hurt buddy. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches so softly against the gusts of wind. As it passes, she's right herself. Oh my god, why can't I speak? It's as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes look with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could ever force a word out of it if I tried. You see, oh no, I want to know. I don't like it. If you would go out with me. I stand there, motionless, saved from my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they could have been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I try to reach up to massage my throat, but the only send spikes of blinding pain along my arm. Hisao! My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, canopies of branches, the dull winter wind, Inako running towards me, all fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away was the sound of Iwanako screaming for help and the instant clattering of the branches above. Oh man. Oh man. It gets pretty dark. This game gets pretty dark. Oh, and the animations are so good. Like, Mike and Elle, if you ever watched me, like, I love your animations, dude. Oh, oops. I was trying. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. The whole time, I probably counted the times I left the hospital room unsupervised on my hand. For months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Okay, so small tangent. I'm pretty sure you all clicked this video because of how I title it, but yes, I am disabled, and yes, I have spent time in the hospital, and yes, it was really hard on me. I was very little and it was very hard, and this game makes me, oh, the music makes me want to cry. I'm sorry. Anyway, my disability, for all you who want to know, is cerebral palsy. I have issues walking, standing, doing daily activity. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's not like as bad as everyone thinks. I can still do stuff. I can still go to the mall. I can still go to Disneyland. It's just, I don't want pity. I don't want anyone to pity me. I just want, to live my life like everyone else. And it's really hard when the world doesn't let you do that. And it's hard when your condition doesn't let you do that. But let's continue. I'm sorry, I had to go on this tangent. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign one, an alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratic and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They say it's a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is it really a miracle? I guess I was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. I don't really do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit hard by the news that I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. If I had already had a full day by then to digest everything, to them it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. That's another sad part. There is no cure for my disability. I'll always have it unless science gets really cool and, gets really cool and does stuff to make sure I don't have it. That'd be awesome. But there is no cure, and coming to that fact is really hard. Because of the discovery of my condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, I felt as if I were missed. For weeks, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled. All the get-well gifts began trickling down to shortly nothing. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers were because they were sent sympathy had been turned into a class project. I would literally cry. I would cry myself to sleep if that happened to me. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. All this talking's making me thirsty. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I had barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they had a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him, for an estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything straightforward, but he always told me to wait and see if the treatments and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar, and the surgeries that had left on my chest slowly changed its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital. Although it was more like a storage room of books, I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a little addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hand. But I love stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the books I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mess. I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what the day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of a book would start to feel sharp and burning hot and heavy in my chest. The heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I would put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I were going to cry. But that happened only rarely, as I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor came and gave me a smile. He seemed excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some special occasion? It's not a party. Give me a second. Oh, so thirsty. There is a ritual that the head cardiologist has. He's taken his time sorting through his papers and setting them aside as if to make a point to the pointlessness of what he just did. He casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks at me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I didn't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe you can go home. Your heart is strong now. With some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I will give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, with the expression turned wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and look at myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? An absurd list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems enormous. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Oof, yeah, that's how I feel when I look at my medication list. This is insane. The side effects, the adverse effects, the concation and dosage are listed in a line after line with cold precision. Okay, so the other side change. I don't even like being told what the side effects are because it's just too much. It's just too much. I'm just like, just tell me, and I listen. Of course I listen. But I don't like it. I don't like knowing the side effects. I forget them instantly. Sometimes I will look them up, but like there's so many side effects to my medication that I just don't look. I just don't look. I don't want to know. It's just too much for my brain. I'll explode. Sorry about that. We'll keep continuing. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, attempting to make me feel even sicker. Oh, that hits home. All this for the rest of my life, every day? I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medication's always being developed, so wouldn't be surprised to see this list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence boost is that? I feel better. I have felt better if I hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the— oh wait, that's the doctor's voice. Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down. What is that? What is that his way of telling me he knew well that I wouldn't like it? Am I to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. Well, we all understand your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy. They specialize in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. Its majority of students live on campus. Think of it as boarding school of some sort. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping them nearby. Independence. It's a school for disabled kids. Don't disguise that fact. It's really free, and it wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital nearby as a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'll like it. There's a lot of hot anime girls. It's for your medical situations. It looks like I don't really have a choice. Compared to other heart problem, people with your condition tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and it is a good opportunity to continue your education. I don't know why I chose this voice, but I did. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be able to be excited at this chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I wanted to say when I stepped down. It's not what you think. All the students there live pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right. I thought that was the mom. Your father's right. And many of the graduates of the school have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues is in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame the lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is I don't know. I don't know if now is futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospitals, the doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything in the world that would make me feel any different. Hot anime girls might make you feel better, Hisao. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what even is that like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult.
but let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. This is all I can think of to get me out through this. At least I have something, even if it's special school. It's something. It's a fresh start. My life isn't over. It wouldn't be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I try to see what my new life looks like.
Here we go, going to special school. I didn't even have that. I had to go to regular school and be in the disabled class. It was hard. It was really hard because you get bullied and you get picked on. Kids aren't nice in America, that's all. I don't think kids are nice anywhere, but kids can be really mean. But let's talk about this gate for 5 hours, why don't we?
The gates look far pompous for what it is. In fact, it's a gate. It generally seems to do that, especially so.
Wait a second, I gotta take a drink.
Red bricks, black iron, and gray plaster assembled the whole thing. It didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably not. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it at a brisk pace and felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good.
Okay, so before we get into the meat and bones, I don't want this video to be too long, so, man, I don't want to end it here though. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe, and down in the comments, tell me who I should go after. Alright guys, bye and have a wonderful day.